everyone, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we are going to talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night on 4K. But before we get into this, please, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, check out my other videos on my channel because I do these reviews, I do discussions, collection updates, I do unboxings. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on for future videos. And always feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think of anything. So let's talk about the new 4K of Silent Night, Deadly Night. This movie originally came out in 1984, rated R. You got Lillian Chauvin, Gilmore McCormick, Robert Brian Wilson. He plays Billy. Directed by Charles E. Sellier Jr. So really it's a movie filled with names you have never heard before. This movie made a lot of waves back then just because of the content. A lot of places would refuse to show it. I didn't see it until VHS. But even then, a lot of stores wouldn't pick it up. I mean, our local video store had no interest in getting it. So I spent like $60 to get the VHS to have it on my own. Because, at the time, the thought of, having a, Santa Claus, murdering people, that wasn't a, keen thing at the time. So, yeah, they had a lot of people had an uproar about that. It's kind of cult classic, spawned multiple sequels. I think there's 5 altogether, which, a couple of them have nothing to do with the originals. They just use the name. But they're all fun. I do enjoy all of them. Now, this 4K came from Shout Scream Factory. Just came out this week. A movie was filmed in 35mm, finished here with HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And pretty impressive outing here. I mean, it's got the rich details, has the textures. Textures really pop off the screen. The clothing textures, interior textures. The wall decor. Colors are really nicely saturated. Shot here early in the movie when their family's in the car and mom is holding a baby in her lap, and all the clothes they have on, the colors and the textures and the knitting and all that really pops off the screen. Looks incredible. They get to the nursing home to visit Grandpa, and the details and textures there again look phenomenal. The hair, his beard, and the pajama top he's wearing, that really pops off the screen. Then when they're inside the store where the bad Santa's robbing the place, that another scene of the details really pop. See all the different merchandise, the signs hanging around, and up above the counter, the whole cabinet that has all the cigarette packs. I mean, this thing looks incredible. And then, in the orphanage, the nuns, the black and white's very well done there. So phenomenal job with the video presentation here. Now, to compare with the Blu-ray, this actually is a very significant upgrade over the Blu-ray. At least from the, as far as from the Shout Factory standpoint, because on Anchor Bay had a release. Now, although the Blu-ray colors and the details, had some good details and textures on the Blu-ray, but definitely with the 4K, the color timing was changed. You can see a big difference there. And also another big thing, I didn't see I noticed that when I was going through the Blu-ray, but I didn't get the screenshots to show the specks and blemishes. That is what they really cleaned up here on the 4K. So many times, I've seen on other 4Ks where they say 4K restoration, brand new 4K scans of the original camera negative. But they can still look like shit because, if they scan a bad negative and don't do any restoration work, against, that 4K doesn't mean shit. So this actually did get a restoration work done. They cleaned up, you didn't get the specks and blemishes are very few in between. The Blu-ray, they really pop up in some of the scenes. It looks like crap. So it's nice when these, the studio or label will take the extra step and not just scan the negative, but do some cleanup work to it as well. And that's what Shout Factory did here. They did a phenomenal job. Now for the audio, we got a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 mono track. And it's a decent track overall. Basically the same thing they used on the Blu-ray, nothing fancy. This is a type of movie I don't think it would benefit with a surround mix. Especially, I've talked about this in a lot of my videos, that some older movies, when they remix them for surround, they just do a crappy job at remixing them. I'm a type of person that, there's some purists out there that even with today's, you got the Dolby Atmos and even the 5.1 setups, that, I'm not that purist. I want the most. I want to get the most out of my system. But sometimes those surround mixes aren't good, and the stereo and mono tracks are actually better. So I don't think this movie would benefit from a surround mix. I think it would be a waste of time to do it because it probably would not be good. So the mono track here is well done. I mean, it's, got that nice balance. It's, there's not a whole lot to do with it, but, it works for what it is. Now for the packaging here, this does come with a slip cover. And they use the same classic artwork on the case itself. And the bad thing here, it's got 3 discs. You've got, they use the same artwork on all 3 discs. At least the Blu-ray, they used the new commissioned art on 1 disc and the classic on another. This one, they took the lazy way out and they used the same artwork on all 3 discs. I mean, you see here, you got the 4K, which the 4K is a theatrical version. They did not do, they didn't put in the uncut scenes on the 4K as well. Would have been nice, even though it would have been standard definition. It would have been nice to, as a consumer, to have the choice. And then, of course, the Blu-rays, we've got the theatrical version and the uncut, and you got bonus features on both of those. I know in the previous Blu-ray release, I watched both the theatrical and the uncut. And I don't know, the uncut, for me, just didn't do anything for me. Especially cutting into those scenes looked like shit. And just, for me, it didn't add anything to it, so I'm okay with watching theatrical. Now for the bonus features here, we do have some new stuff. Shout Factory is finally, stepping up to the plate and getting new bonus features put on. And here we actually have a new audio commentary with author Amanda Reyes and the Hysteria Continues podcast. Other new stuff on the Blu-rays we have is The Night He Came Home for Christmas, Creating Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's an interview with producer Scott Sneed. Another new feature is In Search of Charles Sellier Jr., Remembering the Director. It's an interview with editor Michael Spence. Another new feature called Naughty or Nice, 40 Years of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is an interview with producer Scott Sneed and Dennis Whitehead. They talk about the longevity of the film. And the third disc, the other Blu-ray, is just all the older stuff that's ported over. So they kept that stuff. I don't know if anything was deleted or not. It's always possible they could have left something out. So it's nice that we got everything ported over and also some new stuff as well. So to wrap it up, again, this is a significant upgrade over the Blu-ray. This thing looks phenomenal. Removing most of those blemishes and all the specs that you had on the original film strip. That was all there on a Blu-ray. Just, looked like a crappy, they just scanned the crap and that's what it looked. So at least they did the, clean up here. So I would highly recommend picking up the 4K of this. Price-wise, Amazon went back up. It's $39.99 at the moment. That's where I pre-ordered mine from, but they price matched the Grub, and so I got mine for $33. Right now, Grub is still $32.99. Shop Factory is $35.99. So if you get this, I would recommend going with Grub. Get the few dollars cheaper, plus you get the free shipping. So that pretty much does it for my look at the 4K of Silent Night, Deadly Night. One thing I do want to add is, as much of a classic this is, and how much I still like the movie a lot, but it's not one I need to watch a lot. I just watched this, last December for Christmas month, and watching it, yesterday, it just like, as much as I like it, once a year might be a little bit too much for me. I don't like it enough to need to watch it a lot. I think every couple years or even longer, I still appreciate it. It is a good movie, but just I can't rewatch this a lot like a lot of other movies. So I just kind of want to throw that in there and give my final thoughts on it. Comment below, let me know what you think of it as well. So check out my other videos on my channel, like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we will see you soon. Geek out.